of you who work so hard, who are going to work so hard for the next little less than 2 weeks to Election Day. I come to why this election matters so much. There are only 2 major political parties in the most powerful nation on the planet. One of them's been running this country for the last 6 years. Look at what we've got. And look at what the world has got. It is not too much to say that in this election and the one that follows, the future of the world is at stake. Because it is. It is time for us, our party, to inspire this country again. It is. America is hungry to be inspired. Our people want to be involved in something big and important. They want to live in a world where we're once again the light, where we're the model for the rest of the world. That's what these elections are about. In our party, we have to lead again. I'm not talking about reading polls to figure out what we're supposed to say. We need to lead. We need to be strong. We need to have not just what we do over there. We should be the model for the rest of the world right here at home. Some simple things that our party has to lead on. We need to make it clear to America that when we run the Congress, when we occupy the White House every single day, we're going to fight for universal health care for every man, woman, and child in America. To lead the way to the world, not just America, getting off of its dependence on oil from the Middle East. That we're going to invest in clean alternative sources of energy, wind, solar, biomass, diesel, biofuels, but that we're going to do more than that. We're going to actually tell the truth about this, which is that you can't just innovate your way out of it. You actually have to be willing to conserve. We ought to ask this country, America and our people to be patriotic about something other than war. We ought to ask our people to come together to make America economically strong, to secure this country. We can't drive around in vehicles that get 8 and 10 miles to the gallon, and the American people know it. They just haven't been asked. Nobody has asked them to do anything. And then on the cause of my life these days, we have to lead the way to ending poverty as we know it in this country. This is such a moral cause. We have 37 million of our own people who wake up every day literally worried about feeding and clothing their children. How can that be in the richest nation on the planet? We're better than this. America's better than this. And we have to lead the way. And for all those people, and by the way, you know, I still remember, there are a few people here that are old enough to remember this. I still remember Bobby Kennedy going through Appalachia and showing this country the other America. So much America that we want to think about. We need that kind of leadership again. We desperately need it. And for those people who say there's nothing that can be done, oh yes there is. There's a lot that can be done. We can start right here in Colorado on Election Day by raising the minimum wage. I would say in follow-up to what Mark said, I'll tell you what I have to say to that crowd of politicians in Washington and the Republican Congress who vote against raising the minimum wage. Here's an idea. How about if we made them live on the minimum wage? But there's much more that we can do. How about if we make it easier, not harder, for workers to organize a union in the world? Way to strengthen strengthen and grow the middle class in this country. We have 50 million workers in the service economy. Restaurant workers, hotel workers, home health workers, the list goes on and on. We're going to have 10 million more over the course of the next decade. If those workers work in a union hotel or a union shop, they make decent wages, they have health care coverage, and they have a pension. They're part of the middle class. They strengthen and grow the middle class. They strengthen and grow America. If there's no union in the workplace, they live in poverty. We can do better than this. They have a pension. They're part of the middle class. They strengthen and grow the middle class. They strengthen and grow America. If there's no union in the workplace, they live in poverty. We can do better than this. Go through the whole thing. I could spend the rest of the day talking about this. There's so much good that can be done. We need to change our housing policy. We need to do something about the economic and racial segregation that still exists. Every major city in America, we can't continue to ignore it. We actually have to face up to it and make some effort to create some migration so that lower income families can actually move into better neighborhoods. Access to college. But I'm so tired of these Republicans claiming the moral high ground. Really, they put 5 million Americans in poverty just in the last 6 years. 1 million more over the last year. This president submitted a budget to the Congress that gave billions of dollars of subsidies to the biggest oil companies in America. Now, I've been worried sick about whether Exxon's making enough money. Many of you have been worried about the same thing, right? Here's the sad part. In the same budget, he took away money for nutrition programs for the disabled, nutrition programs for seniors, nutrition programs for poor kids, billions of dollars out of Medicaid, health care for poor kids. Think about this. Billions of dollars for Exxon, billions of dollars away from health care for poor children. It's immoral. America's better than this. We all know that we're better than this. So, when I talk about what we must do, I'm not talking about me. I'm not talking about Ken. I'm not talking about these great candidates. I'm talking about all of us. You know, I get the chance, we've got young people here, I'm so glad about that. I get the chance to speak on college campuses all the time, and I always say to young people, I have seen young people change this country before. I have. I saw young people lead the fight for civil rights in America. They didn't wait for their parents to tell them what was right. They knew what was right. And they went out with courage and backbone and conviction, and they changed this country. They spoke out against the war in Vietnam. Changed America before, and they can change America again, but we can't just leave it to them. There is just too much at stake. If we actually want to live in a moral and just America, and we want America to lead in a moral and just world, we can't leave it to somebody else. We have to do it, every single one of us, and that's exactly what we're going to do every single day between now and the election. God bless.